Right now, an invisible force is pressing down on you with 70 kilograms of pressure. You can't see it. You can't escape it. And in exactly 10 seconds, if it disappeared, you'd be dead. This is what would happen if gravity stopped for just 10 seconds, and why scientists say it would be one of the most catastrophic events humanity could ever face. In the next few minutes, you'll discover 3 disturbing truths. First, why gravity is doing something to your body right now that's keeping you alive. Second, what would happen to humans, oceans, the atmosphere, and the Earth itself in just 10 seconds without gravity. And third, the terrifying scientific reason why even after gravity returns, most people on Earth would already be dead. Stay until the end, because the final truth about gravity is something you'll never look at the same way again. Gravity is the most misunderstood force in the universe. We think of it as just what keeps us on the ground, but it does so much more. Gravity is what holds the atmosphere of Earth. It keeps oceans in their basins. It pulls your blood through your veins. It pins furniture to floors. It holds buildings down. It keeps airplanes flyable. Every single object, from a grain of sand to a 70-story skyscraper, is being constantly pressed down by Earth's gravitational pull at exactly 9.8 meters per second squared. It's a silent force that makes every second of your life possible. Now imagine, for just 10 seconds, it's switched off, not weakened, not reduced, gone. What would happen would be one of the most terrifying scenarios in physics. It's 12 p.m. on a sunny afternoon. Cars are on the road. People walking, planes flying, oceans calm, and suddenly gravity vanishes. In the first 0.5 seconds, everything that isn't bolted down starts to float. Pens lift off desks. Cars rise off roads. People float up from sidewalks. Loose furniture drifts toward ceilings. Pets begin spinning in midair. But here's where it gets dark. Earth itself spins at 1,670 kilometers per hour at the equator. Without gravity holding everything down, every object on the planet would suddenly fly off Earth's surface, sideways, at over 1,600 kilometers per hour. That includes you. By second 2, anyone outside would be launched into the sky at the speed of a jet aircraft. Buildings without deep foundations would begin lifting off the ground. Entire trees, ripped from their roots, would float upward. By second 3, the oceans would start to detach from Earth. Trillions of gallons of water, no longer held down, would begin lifting into the sky as massive floating spheres. By second 4, the atmosphere begins to escape. Gravity is the only thing holding Earth's air in place. Without it, the air starts drifting upward into space, pulling everything with it. You wouldn't just float, you'd be sucked upward by escaping atmosphere. By second 5, anyone not inside a sealed building would face a horrifying death. Suffocation, decompression, or being crushed by floating debris traveling at 1,600 kilometers per hour. Inside buildings, slightly safer, but not safe. By second 6, internal organs would begin to shift. Your blood pressure system relies on gravity. Without it, blood would rush to your head, eyes would bulge, sinus cavities would swell, your heart would struggle to function. Astronauts experience this in space, but they train for years. You get it suddenly with no warning. By second 7, things get worse. The Earth's core, composed of swirling molten iron under intense pressure, will begin to destabilize. Earthquakes could trigger from the sudden pressure release. Volcanoes could erupt. Tectonic plates could shift. The planet itself would start cracking. By second 8, most of Earth's atmosphere would already be escaping into space. Pressure inside buildings would start dropping. Sealed windows would shatter outward. Anyone exposed would die within seconds from explosive decompression. By second 9, the largest disaster begins, the ocean release. Massive water spheres, some larger than entire cities, would now be drifting into the sky. When gravity returns, they would crash back to Earth with apocalyptic force. We're talking tidal waves taller than skyscrapers, slamming down on every coastline simultaneously. By second 10, gravity returns. But Earth is no longer the same. Trillions of tons of debris, water, animals, vehicles, buildings, and people currently floating hundreds of meters above the ground, would suddenly slam back down to Earth at terminal velocity. The impact would be catastrophic. The first 60 seconds after gravity returns will be the deadliest minute in human history. Anyone who was floating would fall, and most would not survive the impact. Cars would crash from the sky. Floating ocean water would tsunami every coastal city. Entire buildings, ripped from foundations, would collapse back into ruins. Casualty estimates suggest over 90% of the human population would die within the first hour. But that's not the worst part. The Earth's atmosphere, already partially escaped into space, would be permanently thinner. Air pressure would drop, oxygen levels would fall, the climate would chaos. The oceans would be redistributed across continents. The tectonic plates would have shifted. Volcanoes would be erupting globally, and the survivors, they'd be facing a planet that no longer resembles Earth. A world of constant earthquakes, thin air, flooded continents, permanent climate disaster. Civilization as we know it would end. But here's what very few people realize. Gravity isn't really pulling us down. According to Einstein's theory of relativity, gravity is actually the bending of space and time itself, caused by Earth's mass. That means if gravity stopped, it wouldn't just be a force vanishing. The very fabric of space-time around Earth would unravel. The consequences of that, scientists admit, are truly unknown. We don't even fully understand what gravity is, let alone what would happen if it disappeared. Some physicists believe that without gravity, Earth itself might not be able to hold together. The molten core, no longer compressed, could explode outward. The planet could literally tear itself apart. In other words, if gravity truly disappeared, we might not just lose civilization, we might lose Earth. If this video disturbed you, good. That means you're paying attention. Subscribe to Mythic Neuron for more terrifying truths the universe doesn't want you to know. And comment below, if gravity disappeared right now for 10 seconds, what's the first thing you grab onto?